Wow, what a crowd. The best crowd we could have this afternoon. So, now it's what we call the closing ceremony of our Founders Day in our very special place, which is Secret Garden. And we all know who presides Secret Garden. I think it's very, very clear. The starting of the ceremony is going to be the raising of the flag. And we have some very, very special pupils that are going to help us raise the flag. You going to help us raise the flag? Okay? Wonderful. We couldn't have done that without them. What a lovely moment. Okay, well, one of the special things about the closing ceremony is precisely that we try to make it open for our community. So we have very special people here today because we have our prefects that are representing all of their classes, so all of their schools. The little ones from early years who've come to do the raising of the flag. We have staff members that have managed to make a little bit of time in the agenda to be here today. And we also have those special people who are family alumni, which I think have some pupils very close by as well. So it really makes it that family atmosphere that we know, that we love of our school. So we also have a special guests, which the first ones are alumni, which are the De La Torre family, who have been with us today. They've shared many anecdotes. I think it was beautiful, the moment that we spent there with the pupils. They asked some tricky questions, didn't they? But they knew how to answer, so that was okay. I think they survived. I'm not sure they're going to be coming back, but so we have Mrs. De La Torre, Mum. I think Dad couldn't come this time. We have Jesus. We have Alberto. No, Alberto was online, but is not here because he was in Milan, I think. And but he was online. And we have Fernanda and Lucia, and we've missed Carlos, but you'll all share with him the moment that we spent today. So, another special guest will be Señor Rocío, Mrs. Rocío Garcia, and Don Fernando, because Don Fernando has also shared a lovely moment with our lower six. And I think they were very curious, not about the past, but about the present. What is Don Fernando doing now? How can he do something outside of school? Is that possible? And he obviously came up with wonderful things that he's doing, and they were all most impressed, because he was telling them things which are very similar to what we believe is the spirit. He's found new things to do, things that he couldn't do when he was in school, because we kept you very busy, right? And now he's done wonderful things. He's out there finding, and he's really enjoying it. He's doing archery. He's built a replica of a boat. So he's really shared with the pupils quite a lot today. And then we have institutional guests, which are Don Millán Alegre, but he's also an alumni. So he's come as both. So it's, and we also have Don Jose Ignacio, who again is also institutional because he's a counselor, but he's, I think we all know him very well, don't we? I think we all do. Pupils, mums, dads, I think we all know him very well. But in representation of the town hall today, it will be Millán Alegre, who is counselor for the environmental. We work a lot of things with the environmental committee, and we're very thankful to the town hall because we have a lot of activities that the pupils do, the cleaning of the beach. You come and participate in the forum that we have with the pupils, and that's just fantastic that you make time and you come and be here with the pupils. And obviously today, as tercer teniente de alcalde, you will be giving us some words. So if you can come forward, please.
Buenas tardes. En primer lugar, disculpar al alcalde que le gustaría haber estado aquí también como antiguo alumno del centro inglés, pero que por otras obligaciones que le han impedido estar aquí, pues nos ha enviado a José Ignacio y a mí para que le representemos. Hace unos días me solicitaron interviniera en este acto con unas breves palabras acerca de cómo los principios que Mrs. Randall instauró en el colegio me han podido ayudar a mí como antiguo alumno que he sido de este colegio, así como a la sociedad actual en la que vivimos. Lo primero que se me viene a la cabeza es su carácter. Mrs. Randall siempre ha sido una mujer con carácter, con un carácter emprendedor, así como con una gran capacidad de visión de futuro, que le hicieron en todo momento tener las ideas muy claras acerca del modelo de educación que Mrs. Randall ha logrado implantar en nuestra ciudad. Sus comienzos fueron humildes, sencillos, como todos los grandes que comienzan desde abajo, creando una guardería, el kindergarten, que con el paso de los años se ha convertido en uno de los grandes centros educativos vanguardistas, no solo de Andalucía, sino también de toda España. Mrs. Randall ha sido siempre una mujer capaz de conseguir cualquier cosa que le pasara por su cabeza, siempre tomando como premisa una educación práctica que en muchas ocasiones nos permitiera a los alumnos tomar nuestras propias decisiones. En el colegio que yo viví éramos todos como una gran familia, donde todos nos preocupábamos por todo, especialmente Mrs. Randall como matriarca de esta gran familia. Otro de los aspectos destacables que Mrs. Randall ha sido el tratar siempre de que el colegio estuviera perfectamente integrado en la sociedad, así como en nuestra ciudad. De manera especial, siempre ha sido una gran amante y defensora de los animales. Muestra de ellos son las innumerables colaboraciones que este colegio tiene con el Centro Municipal de Protección Animal, del que doy fe como delegado de Medio Ambiente que soy, además de poder constatar los grandes logros que el CEMUPROAN, el Centro Municipal de Protección Animal, fruto siempre de su especial sensibilidad por los animales. Igualmente, siempre ha sido una persona muy comprometida con el medio ambiente, pues entre otras cosas, entre otras muchas actividades, además de la creación del Comité Medioambiental, el Centro Inglés ha sido el primer colegio en apadrinar una playa de nuestra ciudad, concretamente, como todos bien sabéis, la Playa de la Muralla, acto que ha servido de ejemplo para que otros centros educativos vayan integrándose en nuevos apadrinamientos de otras playas y espacios públicos de nuestra ciudad. Siempre ha tratado de coger lo mejor de las culturas británicas y españolas, para bajo un aprendizaje significativo y experiencial, así como promoviendo uno de los grandes objetivos del colegio, una formación en valores. Actualmente, el centro, como bien sabéis, está liderado por Mr. David Randall junto a su esposa Mrs. Gillian, ambos fieles testigos del espíritu de Mrs. Randall, que han sabido continuar llevando las riendas del colegio por los caminos que siempre supo liderar Mrs. Randall. Siempre teniendo como lema el que inspiró a Mrs. Randall a poder conseguir el centro que es actualmente: amor al aprendizaje de por vida, lifelong love of learning. Leitmotiv de este colegio, que llevamos todos los que hemos tenido la suerte y el orgullo de pasar por aquí, y que nos lleva a entender la educación con amor y superación constante. Es por eso por lo que hoy, una vez más, tenemos que decir gracias, Mrs. Randall, y gracias, Mr. Randall, a Miss Gillian. Gracias por tanto como habéis aportado a nuestra ciudad, a nuestra sociedad. Así que todo nuestro ánimo y apoyo para que, inspirados en los valores de nuestra fundadora, llevemos cada día al colegio a un lugar más alto para satisfacción propia, así como de profesores, alumnos y antiguos alumnos, que sin duda han salido, hemos salido y salen de este colegio como grandes profesionales con una ética no improvisada, sino que comenzamos a adquirirla el primer día que pisamos este centro. Muchas gracias.
I think after those words anyone would be speechless. Thank you. Y gracias igualmente. La colaboración que tenemos ayuda. Hay que estar comprometidos con la comunidad, con la sociedad, porque tenemos que darles ejemplo. Y en este caso creo que las colaboraciones que tenemos, más allá de la relación alumni, estamos muy agradecidos al ayuntamiento. Muchísimas gracias. Oops, that was Spanish. Okay, and now, what do we do now? Maybe we're going to move to a very important part of the closing ceremony. The pupils, for the past week, have been preparing Founders Day because it's all about a learning. We can learn from everything we do. So preparing Founders Day is also about personal development, personal growth, personal reflection, finding oneself. And one of the things that the classes have been doing is reflecting on a message that they would like to share with us all today. They're based on Mrs. Randall's phrases, but Mrs. Randall's phrases we read this morning in assembly. Today is more something that they have done themselves and they would like to share with us. So there's a representative, a prefect, of each one of the classes from junior school to senior school, and we'll be calling them up one by one so that we can hear their wonderful message that they have been working with a lot of pride and effort, as things should be. So if we can start.
Could we have from Year 2A, Gabriela Both, please?
Mrs. Randall wanted us to learn to share, respect each other, work and enjoy together in our school.
Could we have Year 2B, Sofia Edamune?
At Mr. Randall's school, I love to play. I learned new things every day. With friends and teachers all around, love and learning can be fun. I count, I read, write, and think with cheer. At Mrs. Randall's school, I learned all year.
And Year 3A, Monica Gomez.
Mrs. Randall taught us how to care for each other and the world we share.
Year 3B, Manuel Copano.
Mrs. Randall was kind, good with children, and creative.
Very
Year 4A, Jose Rosa.
We will take your hands through junior and help you to be good and to enjoy the journey.
Year 4B, Julian Perea.
We will help you to love learning for always. Lifelong love of learning.
Year 5A, Lorenzo Mesa.
A poem for learning and love. In Wales, a lady with a heart so bright loved children and learning, a guiding light. She taught us to think and dream each day. With skills and knowledge, we find our way. Together we grow, a joyful play, lifelong love of learning.
Year 5B, Javier Marante.
Thank you, Mrs. Randall, for teaching us how to have good values and be a good person. We learn a lot of things in a happy way. Thank you for having always a positive mindset. We learn from you to take care of the environment and live in a multilingual school and world. Lifelong love of learning.
Year 6A, Mateo Olias.
Mrs. Randall really loved teaching, and it's so cool. We like how much she cared about us and the school. We really enjoy looking at pictures of her when she was a little kid like us.
Year 6B, Mara Gil Moreno.
Our founder, Mrs. Randall, was born on the 25th of September 1944, Swansea. She spent her childhood and early teens in Wales. Mrs. Randall attended Cheltenham Ladies' College in Gloucestershire and later in Oxford. Her experiences and visions of education helped her in the development of her own ETHI educational project. Mrs. Randall once told an interesting quote, "A happy student is a successful student." It means that Mrs. Randall wants us to be happy at school.
Year 7A, Francisco Javier Romero.
It has been very nice to see Mrs. Randall as a child. We were impressed by the expression on her face. In all the photos, she is seen with a big smile and happy. Her passion for horses, drawing, music, and how little by little she made her dream come true and the school grew into what it is today, a school where we learn the principles and values that we need. Thanks to Mrs. Randall for believing in this dream and giving us the opportunity to learn in this school. Lifelong love of learning.
Year 7B, Nando Salamero.
Mrs. Randall, from Wales she came, with a passion for life. Her school she proclaimed. At the English Centre, her dream took flight, teaching with love, filling hearts with light. Art and the teaching in her soul blend, and in every lesson, young mind she tend. From west to the south, her legacy stands, an eternal mark left by Mrs. Randall's hands.
Year 8A, Juliana Barba.
Today, we are all here to thank Mrs. Randall because she was our founder. And not only that, she managed to fill up our hearts with love and joy. She has created a family, a beneficent family, where we learn and enjoy our lessons with our teachers, and we work every day to improve our values. We know many things about Mrs. Randall, how she loved painting, how she loved animals, and most of all, the passion that she had for children and pupils who were not at school. Music, drama, literature, and history were other subjects which she loved besides art. She made her school free to be a second home, a place where we could feel safe and be happy. Lifelong love of learning.
Year 8B, Lucia Galnares.
Our founder, Mrs. Randall, Welsh by birth and Spanish by adoption, has always been the prototype of a revolutionary and courageous woman, enterprising and visionary. Since she started with a daycare, she knew exactly where she wanted to go. The dream of creating a bilingual and a backward surgeon had changed our lives, allowing us to grow in an environment that promotes not only language learning but also critical thinking and constant research, where we can feel part of a big family. We are inspired by how she has always been committed to the community, getting involved in social, cultural, and environmental activities. These teach us beyond knowledge, it is important to contribute to the world around us. The motto he created, which has become our standard barrier, lifelong love of learning, reflects exactly what we experience every day here. A passion for learning that never ends. She established the mission, vision, and values we need to face an international world, where we can make our dreams come true, just as she thought us. Thank you for thinking of us, for caring about our future, and for leaving us this incredible legacy.
Year 9A, Parker Daisley.
Mrs. Randall, thank you for the grand legacy you left us and the motivational principles you founded the school on. You taught us how to love learning and to do with those around us, and for that, we are very grateful. We learned so many great things from you that will stay with us forever, including courage, responsibility, and dedication. These skills are all extremely valuable and will lead us to a successful life ahead. Without the perseverance and passion you put into the school, I don't know where we would be today.
Year 9B, Javier Marquez.
Yes. Mrs. Randall was a very special person. You could never find anyone like her. From what I remember, she was a very generous lady. She was kind, but also strict when she needed to be. We should remember her as the person she was, intelligent, original, patient. A very good role model, because she never gave up on her dreams. We should think of her as our founder who knew how to make her dreams come true. Without her, this school won't be what it is.
Year 10A, Manuel Gomez Vaca. Sorry, Chris. Manuela Gomez Vaca.
Mrs. Randall always cared about us and our education. Her dream was to create a place like this one and a family as big as this. She was an honorable woman, persevering, empathetic, and respectful with both staff and students. Today, it can be said that she has achieved it. Mrs. Randall was a great entrepreneur and worker and fulfilled her dream thanks to her work and effort.
Year 10B, Cristina Fernández.
This year, we are celebrating our 6th Founders Day to commemorate our founder, Linda Randall, as we do at the beginning of every school year. Without her hard work and effort, this school couldn't have gotten to where it is now. Mrs. Randall has always been a very empathetic, generous, and confident person, an enterprising and visionary woman that was able to build up this school despite the difficulties of the time. Nowadays, she is remembered and is still a part of our hearts.
Year 11A, Blanca García Domingo.
Not only was Miss Randall a very approachable person, but she was also a great entrepreneur. Because of these traits, our school was founded, giving us many opportunities, including the chance to be bilingual, the participation in cultural exchanges, and the teaching of the lifelong love of learning, as well as a space to make lasting friendships. Thank you for everything.
Year 11B, Alba Staffaroni.
Mrs. Randall was a woman determined to pursue her dreams. Despite the challenges she had to face in her youth, such was her passion for education that, instead of giving up, she chose to prove to those around her that they were wrong. She was an entrepreneur and visionary with a clear understanding of her ideas and what good education should be. We greatly value that Mrs. Randall always helped her students achieve any goals they set for themselves. Her life is an example of perseverance, creativity, and determination. She showed us that even when the road is difficult, passion can guide us to success. Mrs. Randall didn't just live her dreams, she inspired others to follow theirs. Thank you.
Lower 6th A, Isabel Niño.
Mrs. Randall, today we are here to celebrate your legacy, the eternal, lifelong love of learning. You were the founder, but also the foundation and cement that joined us and continue to join every one of us in this big family. You managed to build a familiar environment in which everyone feels unique and included. We are very thankful for what you did for us as a school, and we appreciate every single effort that you made to fulfill your dream and therefore to make our dreams of a future full of bright opportunities come true. Mrs. Randall, you were and will always be our best guide in education and good values. Thanks to your global vision, we are lucky students and cannot thank you enough for your courage, positivity, and passion for doing things right. In the near future, sooner rather than later, we will go out into the world well equipped with a practical education that will enable us to make our own decisions and that will make us good human beings with critical sense, social involvement, environmental commitment, and a sense of responsibility. And we owe it all to you, Mrs. Randall. Thank you.
Lower 6B, Alberto Romero.
Today, we honor a very important person for our lives, Mrs. Randall. Her clear vision has led to this fantastic educational experience, presided by her core values, such as perseverance, respect, and resilience. These values defined her future ambitions and accomplished one of her main goals, making her school every student's happy place. We will all be forever grateful towards her and the passion she had for education. Thank you, Mrs. Randall, for founding this special community. Lifelong love of learning.
Lower 6th C, Lola García.
As years go by and we're closer from finishing our school career, we're feeling more nostalgic about the fact that in a few years from now, we will be leaving behind our second home. Mrs. Randall has always believed learning is the key to success, and this is exactly what the school is all about. Since we were barely 2 years old, we have grown up academically and personally in this institution to become the best versions of ourselves. We have grown together and have always had in mind the school values to become honorable, trustful, kind, and honest students. We refer to the school as our home, a safe space where we feel comfortable, respected, encouraged, and loved. Because, as our founder always said, a happy student is a successful student. This school has and will always reflect Mrs. Randall's desires for her students, a lifelong love of learning.
Upper 6A, Alberto López.
Mrs. Randall has always and will always be a rich inspiration to us, in particular in encouraging creativity and the ability to express ourselves in a world of change and uncertainty, where thought-out opinions are important. Furthermore, her natural warmth and kindness are guiding light to our outlook on life. Her memory and influence will live long in our minds, long after we have left school. We shall always be grateful.
And last but not least, upper 6th B, Daniela Perez.
Passionate about science, painting, and travel, Mrs. Randall shared with us everything that brought her joy. She opened doors to unique opportunities, like the unforgettable trips to Wales. Her enthusiasm for every new project was contagious, and she didn't just guide us, she inspired us to dream and dare to go further. Today, we can gratefully say that thanks to her, we have what we have. Not just a place to learn, but a community and a family. Mrs. Randall will always live in our memory as a courageous woman, full of joy and generosity, who knew how to turn every project into a new adventure for all of us.
Well, inspiration. I think we can get the inspiration from them. I think we're shaping a good future too, aren't we? And I think somebody would be very proud. I think you'd certainly inspire her as well. It was amazing. Thank you very much. Not only for preparing it, being here, and then for sharing it with us. So thank you very much, and I think we can give them all a super, super big round of applause. Prefects, school council, school representatives, pupil voice, pupil leadership, pupil responsibility, all things that we strive at doing, and I think that we're getting somewhere. As is tradition, we also have a special speaker. Somebody who's a current staff member that also shared many experiences with Mrs. Randall. So somebody comes forward every year as part of our staff. And this year, it's Ms. Rocío García, who's González, Ms. Rocío González Barea, who will join, who will have some words for us. Thank you.
Bueno, buenas tardes a todos. Me voy a dirigir a mi querida Missy Randall. Hoy tengo el honor de dedicarte a ti estas palabras con el corazón lleno de gratitud. Gracias a ti llevo 32 años en nuestro colegio. Confiaste en mí y me viste crecer como persona y como profesional. Gracias por tu pasión por la educación que han dejado huella en cada uno de nosotros. Gracias porque nuestra comunidad educativa está unida por los valores de la excelencia y el respeto. Gracias porque cuando entrabas en mi clase veía cómo tus ojos se iluminaban viendo el progreso de mis alumnos. Gracias porque tu alegría era contagiosa y nos motivabas a esforzarnos más y amar lo que hacíamos. Gracias porque aprendí que el aprendizaje es un viaje sin fin, una pasión que llevo día a día en mi aula. Gracias por todo lo que me diste, por tu paciencia y tu amor incondicional. Te echo de menos, pero sé que tú seguirás guiándonos. Con todo mi cariño y respeto, muchas gracias, Missy Randall.
Es que este año le hemos puesto la clase justo enfrente y todavía no ha terminado de acostumbrarse. Y cuando entra todas las mañanas se ve un poco distraída. Así que yo creo que ha sido un magnífico día. Muchísimas gracias. Also, as is Founders Day, closing ceremony, it's all about tradition. It's all about things that we do and that we keep doing every year because it keeps reinforcing, it keeps building our community. So one of the traditions is that the special guests that we've had that come to visit, so Don Fernando and the Familia de la Torre Munguio, who we have a list of the ones who've been visiting every year, and you should have your name on that list so that we keep building on this tradition. And we've got a little plant here for you so that you can help us please do the last little bit. If you can come forward. Sí, Don Fernando, por favor, y la familia de la Torre Munguio, please. Another special letter sent to memory. We have one for Don Fernando. So we have one for Don Fernando here. So every year, because the head boy and head girl are obviously pupil representatives and we need to keep them very alive. So if you could come forward. What we do is that the head boy and head girl that are not here this year, they left a message buried on top of the time capsule that we have there since the 35th anniversary, waiting for the 50th anniversary to unveil. But on the top, they leave a special message for the current head boy and head girl. So they're going to find it, hopefully, and maybe read it to us. You think you'll read it to us? Yep, okay.
Dear students, to start, we hope you had a fantastic Founders Day. We truly wish we could have been there with you. We're certain that Mrs. Rando would be incredibly proud to see us together honoring her legacy and watching how the community she founded in 1969 continues to grow and thrive. Mrs. Rando had a remarkable ability to achieve her goals and consistently offered students a hand-on education that empowered them to make independent decisions, leading to their happiness. For this reason, we owe her our gratitude for being here today. Her legacy and values will always be remembered. Dear English Center students, we encourage you to chase your dream just as Mrs. Rando would have wanted. We suggest that you actively engage in the opportunities available to you and make the most of your time at the English Center. You will come to appreciate this even more once you graduate. It's important to reflect on how we've become who we are today and always be grateful for that journey. As future university students, we miss the school and everyone involved, from teachers to staff members. Their warmth made us feel at home and gave us a strong sense of belonging within the ETHI community. We can only show once again our deep gratitude to all the people who have helped us get where we wanted to be. Students, trust us and make the most of your time at school by savoring every moment.
To our head boy and head girl, Fernando and Mercedes, we hope you had a fantastic summer and ready for the coming school year. It will be challenging, but we assure you it will be also the most extraordinary year of your lives. You will grow as students and more importantly as individuals by gaining experience, learning values and cherishing cherishing everything and everyone around you. Moreover, your roles come with significant responsibility. Soon, you will realize that you'll become a role models, and it's essential to use this position to contribute to the school's growth. This journey will also be vital for your personal development. We wish you the best of luck. We are confident that you will excel and leave a lasting legacy, and that you will get the most out of this important position. From our experience, serving as head boy and head girl involves more than just representing the students. During our time in these roles, we develop skills and gain insights that will be invaluable throughout our lives. It's not just about public speaking or leading the school council. It also encompasses maturity, perseverance, and empathy. Wearing the badge will always be a source of pride. Lastly, we hope you enjoyed this special day. I learned a great deal about Mrs. Randall's vision from the school and the honorable values that have brought us to where we are today. Good luck, a happy Founders Day. With best wishes, Javier and Claudia. We hope to see you soon. Thank you.
Hello. I think they made it a bit difficult for you because obviously they couldn't practice that one because they didn't know it. And I think they put a few little words in there so that your tongue twisted a little bit. That's what happens when you read something you haven't practiced, so it's good too. But I wanted to mention that this morning in our assembly, we did something new. And we had a part 1 and a part 2, and the part 2 was led by the pupils. So it was really by the pupils and for the pupils. And head boy and head girl led that assembly and did it beautifully. I think that it's the start of even more pupil leadership, so congratulations, very well done, and I think to them and all of the prefects, a big round of applause, please. So now, just before we go up to Piccadilly, I wanted to say thank you. Thank you to the whole community, to everybody. Founders Day is very special. It's obviously very special for us, but it is very special for everybody. It is meaningful. Meaningful is precisely what we look for in life, isn't it? I mentioned it in the assembly that it brings us closer together. It does make us understand much more where we come from. And honoring Mrs. Randall, her legacy, we even make our school stronger. Our school is for every one of us, from those that have just started to the ones who are about to leave, and obviously even for those who are not here now today. But starting a school year, I think everybody can acknowledge, even the parents, that is a challenge, can we say, getting a school year started? And having Founders Day straight up as we start the school year, I can say it's definitely a mark of our school. I think it was Don Fernando who said it. Mrs. Randall loved activities. She believed in a school full of activities, full of life. I think she mentioned something once about throwing the books out the window, but I don't think she meant it literally. I think it was more of sort of saying. So because of all of that, it is not done lightly. Being here today takes a lot of effort. Of course it's passion. Of course it's love. Of course it's what we like to do, but it takes a lot of effort. So I want to thank everybody that make this day so special. Everybody who is here now and all of those who are not here as well. Thank you very much, and I think it was a super special day. Thank you.